Hey YouTube, it's Heated here, and this is Heated Takes Part 1. Crossplay is currently ruining the state of gaming, and we're going to go over 3 different games to actually validate that point, starting with Fortnite, then Apex, and then Call of Duty. But let's go ahead and start with Fortnite. Fortnite was the first game that really pioneered the crossplay that we now see in most multiplayer games, as they brought in people of all different kinds of inputs from from consoles and mouse and keyboards from PCs to come together and play this game that really enveloped the world and brought everybody together on a massive scale. And with that pioneering of that crossplay, there comes a lot of problems with that, and that's what we're really going to dive into. But first, the cheating issue in most FPS games right now is really a problem. In Fortnite, it's still a problem, but not a mainstream one. Of all the problems that Fortnite has, cheating is probably one of the lesser ones. But we do see cheating still on a large scale on that kind of a game, especially in terms of professional tournaments where I've seen people be caught for cheating live on LAN or online, and then they get banned retroactively from that tournament and from future tournaments as well. So it's obviously, you know, clear that cheating is still a problem, but not quite a mainstream one for Fortnite. Really, the biggest problem that Fortnite has had after more players played it, once they introduced a skill-based matchmaking algorithm, once it really got into mainstream and started really getting its popularity, that's when the input methods started to really rule. So when Fortnite really made building a lot faster, mouse and key players ruled Fortnite because of the ease of building, until recently when Fortnite introduced a no-build mode for people who just didn't want to build at all. So instead of really trying to fix the building mechanic, it was pretty obvious that the devs wanted that to stick around, allowing mouse and key players to really thrive. But they also wanted a no-build mode to bring back the casual players and people on controller who didn't feel like they could measure up with the mouse and key player base. So with crossplay comes a lot of advantages for different inputs. In Fortnite, it was mouse and key until the no-build mode is around, and now if you're on controller, you have your own mode that you can work with. So it's pretty interesting that they chose not to fix the mechanics of building, but instead reintroduce a different kind of a mode that players on controller or on mouse and key who didn't want to build could really thrive on. So good on them for seeing the problems wrong with crossplay and for working with it. I hope Fortnite continues to pioneer and continue to grow their market to FPS players across the board. The second game is Apex. Cheating is still a large mainstream issue here for Apex. Every day I see something posted about some guy getting accused of hacking or cheating and then they get banned. Recently, the #1 player on Apex ranked, who was #1 Predator, he got banned live on stream just this last week. So it's obvious and apparent that cheating is still a large mainstream issue. It's not being largely addressed. But other issues with Apex are the controller versus the mouse and key inputs as well. And with controller, it appears that aim assist is incredibly strong to favor those medium to close range engagements. Now in Apex, because most of the engagements are medium to closer range, aim assist is definitely a huge advantage walking into those fights, especially with an SMG driven game with Apex right now. Now mouse and key players have their own advantages as well. They are able to turn and see things a lot faster because they have a pinpoint precision that they're using within their mouse versus a analog technology that's used in controllers, so they're able to turn and react a lot faster. And they can also shield swap, which is another skill gap issue in Apex right now, and they can shield swap off of a dead player's body and get new and reinforced shields a lot faster because they can scroll through an opponent's inventory a lot faster than someone on controller can. So there are advantages to both using controller and mouse and key on Apex. With crossplay being in that game as well, for about as long as the time as Fortnite, if I remember correctly, it still appears as though there's a lot of different issues with controller versus mouse and key, but cheating is definitely one of the biggest issues that Apex faces to this day moving forward. And now we move on to Call of Duty. Cheating is rampant in all modes of Call of Duty. It's no surprise to anyone that Call of Duty is #1 on the list in regards to cheating. It's definitely the largest played FPS multiplayer game series right now, with Modern Warfare 2 coming to a close and with Modern Warfare 3 on the horizon. Who knows if it's actually going to get fixed or not? You know, it's been a problem since Warzone Verdansk in particular. Since Warzone Verdansk first came out when we were all in quarantine, cheating was definitely rampant. I'd say probably every 4 or 5 games you ran into someone who's blatantly using wall hacks or aimbot to gain an advantage in a public lobby. Now that also begs the question, is Ricochet a real thing or is it a marketing ploy by Activision? Because we're not really seeing any kind of decrease in hackers, but more just a decrease in the amount of players playing the game, and with that might come a decrease in the overall hacking. But is the ratio really even different? Because if you play Modern Warfare 2 ranked multiplayer or Warzone ranked play, you're going to be seeing a lot of wall hackers and aimbotters that are still prevalent on the scene. So is Ricochet really even a thing, or just a marketing ploy by Activision? I guess we'll really find out in Modern Warfare 3, since they've had over a year to really figure this out. Another issue with Call of Duty is the fact that they have a controller versus mouse and key as well, because of the crossplay that is allowed in Call of Duty since Warzone Verdansk. Now, controller specifically is used for Call of Duty on a lot larger of a scale than the previous two games mentioned, because aim assist is a legal aimbot in Call of Duty. Aim assist is so strong that it can take players out just by really just getting that right analog just barely onto the player, and you have about a half a body window left to right on shooting that player and getting those shots to hit. So aim assist is a legal aimbot, basically, that Activision, Infinity Ward, and all those developers and publishers allow on the game, so that you can get some kind of an advantage and feel like everybody can play the game and everybody can do well. Will that be the same moving forward? I guess it depends on who the game wants to be marketed to. But mouse and keyboard on Call of Duty is specifically very difficult to play outside of sniping, but in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, it was apparent that sniping was not going to be one of the main focuses or one of the main bridges of a skill gap within the game. They've nerfed one-shot snipers to the point where you can only use them in pubs, and the only real sniper that you can even use in any kind of ranked mode is the Signal 50, but it still takes multiple shots to down an enemy. So because of that, mouse and key really has no support outside of sniping in a game that really doesn't want to have snipers to be as strong as they've been in the past, such as in Warzone 1 and Verdansk, Verdansk 84, and Caldera, with weapons such as the Kar 98, the ZRG, the HDR, and other sniper rifles that definitely one-shot from the beginning until closer to the end of that game. And now we're going to see a few more games try to start implementing crossplay, sports games in particular. FIFA has already started to initialize a crossplay over the last year or so. Madden is beginning it this year, and 2K is looking to add crossplay only across consoles moving forward. Will sports games like FIFA, Madden, and 2K actually finally be able to put in crossplay for mouse and key and controller players across the board for those who are on PC and console? I guess we'll see moving forward with how they test everything right now, but it seems like it's more of in their beta stage of utilizing crossplay, as they are fearful of the cheating and other things in other previous genres, such as in FPS, as mentioned here. So thank you guys for enjoying the video. If you guys have any other heated take or any other hot take that you want to add to this, be sure to put it in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe to the video. If you like more of this, I appreciate you guys. More heated takes to come.